Instagram. Twitch, YouTube,
Okay.
Instagram. Looking at that, making sure we have video and audio should be going.
Checking Instagram right now.
I don't see anything on Instagram.
Adjust this town hall. Watch live video. Okay, you guys keep talking. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, let me keep talking.
1 second. Can you hear me? Twitch, YouTube, Instagram.
Okay.
Looking at that, making sure we have.
Yeah, it's just delayed.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I think there's probably about a 5 to 10 second delay between the actual Teams event and the audio that the presenters will have here versus what's actually going to show up on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and Discord. So I know 4 second delay is average. Ethan thinks it might be a little bit longer because it's a multi-stream and because Teams also may insert a little bit of a delay there. So might be up to 10 seconds behind, but as long as the audio is coming through, that's great. And I see some people starting to jump in a few of the platforms, so we will get started here in about 3 minutes.
Jake, I'm not sure if you saw the message in chat. I just wanted to make sure you know that this audio is working on YouTube.
Hey, Jake.
All right. Can everybody hear me all right? We're going to go ahead and get started.
Jake, there's a couple things it looks like we might need to address.
Oh, what's going on?
In the chat, it looks like can't hear everything on Instagram. No.
We don't have audio on Instagram. We do have it in YouTube and Discord though?
One
And
slot
Twitch.
says no. Oh, Carrie, is your audio fine? If Carrie's audio is fine, then it's possibly me. But I was noticing that the PowerPoint on the live on Instagram is not very clear.
I did notice that. I'm not sure why it's streaming a different resolution to Instagram versus the others. Does it look right on YouTube and Twitch? This should be going on the stream. It looks like the audio is going through from what I can see in the stream software. So
I just posted a screenshot of what the YouTube looks like. It looks fine. And I hear the sound okay on YouTube.
Okay, perfect. We might want to direct people from Instagram to YouTube. Yeah, it looks like there's just me left in the Instagram stream, so that's okay. Let's go ahead and get started.
Anything on Instagram.
Oh, wait, we got Discord still.
Mhm.
Do we have the audio coming through to Discord now? On your, actually, let me do this. Well, let me take over in Discord. It looks like I think I can actually do it myself. So I just hopped into the town hall there. See if I start sharing my screen.
I think Wansock is saying that they can hear now.
Oh, you
On
can.
Discord.
Okay, you're good. Perfect.
Yep.
Okay. All right, then let's go ahead and get started. So, welcome to the Adjust This Town Hall, our first town hall for January 2025. We're a new group we just formed, so at the end of December here. And it's been really exciting to see how this is growing and getting more people involved. We have several presenters here from some of the people who've been involved since the beginning, and have been doing some really, really great work towards our cause and towards what we're trying to do. So we're going to kind of pass things around. If anybody has any questions or any comments or anything that they'd like to relay back to the presenters and the presenting team, we are going to save the second half of the hour here in the town hall for a Q&A. And we do have moderators in each of the different social media channels where we're broadcasting who can relay those questions back to us, broadcasting from the Teams event. So feel free to put questions in the chat and discuss things amongst yourselves as we go on. We're really excited to get that feedback, and we'll hopefully be able to address everything that everybody asked today. If we don't have time to get to all the questions before the end of the hour, we will post responses to anything that we didn't address in an FAQ on our website within a day or two after this. So, with that said, my name is Jake Myers, and I am currently the treasurer and president, excuse me, of the organization. So it was a Threads post that I put out that got quite a bit of interest and kind of brought us all here together, and a lot of help of sharing that post from several other people, especially some of them here on the call. And I'm really excited to have met everybody and to have all of you here. And I'm looking forward to the really amazing things that we're going to do together. So for a quick start, who are we? So we're a group of working class and everyday citizens who are basically just fed up with the state of our society. We're tired of the lack of opportunities and the lack of prosperity that our generations have had access to, and what it means for our future. We aren't about red versus blue. We aren't about left versus right. We aren't about any other sort of demographic division. It's all about us versus them, up versus down, and finding a way to raise everyone up together. And with that attitude and working together, we are going to find a way to win and make these things happen. Every single one of us here has stories. We have so many of them that have been shared in our Discord channel, and we want to keep collecting more. We are definitely looking forward to kind of touching on some of them in some of our marketing campaigns and political campaigns, as well as taking action as much as we can to try to make sure those situations don't continue to happen and don't happen anymore. Every voice is here because they all must be heard, and they have to be heard now. And so why are we all coming together here? We're united in solidarity, fighting for healthcare, for justice, for all the basic needs issues that, again, are not red or blue issues. They're everyone issues. Everyone needs these things, and everyone on both sides sees that we have all kinds of problems. These things shouldn't be struggles, especially on the grand scale that we see them. There's a huge amount of suffering today that is absolutely needless, and that we have the resources to fix and to handle. And so we're going to together take urgent, long-term action to handle those and to solve those problems and deal with these issues that we face. And we're going to do it together. We've kind of come up with a set of identity statements. They'll answer sort of the basic kind of what's our mission, what's our vision. So the mission is to urgently bring tangible and just solutions for our collective benefit. Real solutions right away, as quickly as we possibly can. Some things we can do right away. Some things will take time. We're going to work on everything. We're really all about the long-term vision here and making sure that there are things that benefit everyone. Not just some of us, or not just certain groups getting what they want, or certain groups having to compromise, but really everyone sitting down together and saying, look, these are the things that we need. How do we find a way to get everything that everyone needs together? We value transparency and integrity more than anything else. One thing that's going to be very different about us from most independent political action committees is that while the Supreme Court may allow us to operate in the shadows, and law and federal regulations may not require that we disclose our activities or donors or things like that, we will. There is no shadow money here. So everything that comes in and everything that we're doing is going to be completely open and published in public record form. We will file our detailed reports with the FEC and make sure that all of that information is available, so everybody knows exactly who it is that's doing this, and that we're doing it in the light. Unity and resilience are next. Those are really important, making sure that we're coming together and that we're staying strong in the face of the strong opposition that will come our way. This is no easy task at hand. Dignity and courage, boldness with open minds, and most of all, a future focus and thinking about what comes next. How we intend to actually do this is by finally forcing a refresh of the government. That means over the course of the next 2, 4, 6 years, going after these establishment career politicians who get in the way, going after the people who try to divide us instead of unite us, and working together to build a just society in a better world. It's all about new faces in government, new ideas. Our problems will not be solved by the people who created them, who've been there for decades, proliferating this continuous cycle. So to voters across the entire political spectrum, Just This is a community, a movement, and a political action committee that delivers bold and new solutions that work for everyone. Created by us fresh faces and new generations, we know how to use the systems of oppression against the oppressors to make our voices heard. Unlike establishment politicians who use divisive party line politics to cling to power, we offer voters unity and consensus with solutions that solve problems affecting everyone, resulting in a fair, a balanced, and a just society. This is really what makes us super different from everyone else on the political spectrum and within the realm of political action committees. And so we really take this position in politics and in the election cycle here and in the activism areas that we're working in very, very seriously. So I'm going to pause. It looks like we have initiated one platform. So it looks like Discord, we're not getting the video in. One of you could take a look at that. The people moderating our Discord there. But it looks like it's still going on the other platforms. So thank you. Awesome. I'm going to keep going since we are on the other platforms. I apologize if anybody misses any of this. It should be posted to our YouTube recording and everything afterward very quickly as well. So what are we going to do? We're going to, as I said, use the tools and systems of oppression against the oppressors. We're forming the super PAC so that we can use one of and a lot of the tools against them that they use to maintain this grip on power. Super PACs raised billions of dollars this past election cycle on both sides. And it really creates a hurdle that makes it difficult for new people to make their way into politics. And so we are going to try to blow through that hurdle or blow through that wall and try to give people a path to make their way in. That also means that we as millennials and Gen Z in particular need to step up and decide that it's our time to take control of our society and our lives. The longer we wait, the longer these problems will proliferate. And we need to work for policies that work for everyone and meet everyone's needs and all of them. So how are we going to go about doing it? What's the action plan? We're going to promote and sponsor activism, and Ethan's going to talk more about that in a little bit. We are going to work to make the people's voices heard, all of them, everyone on both sides. There are no barriers here to entry, to getting in. We're going to refresh the government that represents us and institute tangible and sustainable reform. So today we're going to have some of the leaders of our org talk to you about some of the key different areas. There's myself and Lustari, who are at the top as the president and vice president. We run the treasury in the strategic, executive strategic side of the organization. We have Ethan, who's going to talk about activism, Ashley on campaign management. I'm going to be probably speaking for Alex today, who's on policy and platform development. And then soon we'll be having somebody new come in for the admin side as well. And you'll probably hear from them in the next town hall. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Ethan to talk about activism, protests, and some of our partnership resources and other things that we're doing. So Ethan, would you like to take over?
Can everyone hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
Hello and welcome, everybody. My name is Ethan Merrill. I am the director of the activism department for Adjust This PAC. And today I'm going to be talking about activism, protests, and partnership resources we have available for you. First, what activism efforts do we support? We're supporting peaceful protests and assembly. We are looking to partner with artists and content creators to help spread our political message on social media and in our advertising campaigns. We're looking for merchandise and logistics experts to work with who can help produce the physical goods that will help fund our movement, as well as let members signal their identification with our cause. And most importantly, we're looking for communities, platforms, and venues that align with our values in making a more equitable society. Can we partner with other groups or organizations? Yes, we are actively seeking to partner with other groups that are working towards the same or similar goals. We have a secure backend where partner liaisons will be able to communicate requests for support or funding. We're also looking for sponsors to help fund this activity and to help fuel our different campaigns to advocate for change in our society. I'm very excited to talk about a new partner that we have been recently talking to. They're a group that's called People Over Profit. You can visit their link tree there. The campaign that we're working with them, if you look on the left of the screen there, they're getting a campaign to have an LED truck drive around the hearings for the alleged shooter of Brian Thompson in New York to help advocate for healthcare justice in America. At the bottom right, you can see an example of one of the designs that they're thinking about running. No more deaths by denials. This is definitely our way of being able to make a direct media statement alongside whoever decides to agitate there in person, to directly state that this is systemic violence against the American people. Privatized healthcare is a crime against humanity, and we need to have change in this country. in addition to the truck billboards, one of their stretch goals is to eventually fund roadside billboards, mostly intended for commuters coming in and out of New York City. They're hoping to eventually expand the healthcare messaging to eventually include things about specifically like jury nullification and justice for Luigi Mangione and Brianna Boston. As a final call to action, we are calling all artists. They are looking for any designs. So if you have any inclination to help spread this kind of message, to help promote the Ajustice group, or any cause or values that you think that our group should support, we're looking for people who can express that and that can make a poignant message that will hit the people of America and tell them how we're feeling exactly. For anybody interested in becoming a partner, if you're on the Discord, you can go to support ticket to express your interest. We also have an email at partners@ajustice.org. Please include important details about you, your activism efforts, and how we can support each other. If you know of any organizations that align with our values, drop us a tip. Will there be communities beyond Discord? Yes, we already have a Threads. We have a Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Signal. That link for the Signal is in the Discord welcome, and we're eventually going to have many, many more, so please stay tuned. Next, I want to talk about resources on our website, which the link is there. It's at ajustice.org. We're going to have safety information for attending protests, contact for people who either are looking to join a local chapter or want to learn more about how to organize their own. We'll have date, time, and location for official events in the future. And we will also be communicating information about our policies, partnerships, and our activism efforts to remain transparent and accountable to our community. Lastly, anybody who wants to help organize activism in your area, go to the Discord major city groups and see if your local city or nearest metro is on there. If you don't see it and you want to participate in organizing a local chapter, we can help you do that. Please open up a support ticket on Discord or email chapters@ajustice.org. And with that, my section is done. I'm going to hand it over to Liz Dari.
Thank you so much, Ethan. And thank you for all of that amazing information that you just put out. My name is Lizette Garcia. I am the VP of Ajustice, and it is my genuine pleasure to be here talking to all of you about how we can all change the world for the better. We are a very new organization, and we can use all the help we could get. We're currently recruiting for staff volunteers, volunteer canvassers, community leaders, and people looking to start local chapters. But that's not all you can do. We started the Super PAC on Discord. Well, technically, Jake kind of started it on Threads. At least that's where I found him. But it's kind of funny that our Super PAC is so involved on Discord, because 2 months ago, I couldn't tell you what the hell Discord was, and I'm kind of a subject matter expert on Discord. That's not true. Everyone on leadership knows that's not true, but I thought it'd be a funny joke. For those of you who are looking to find community and you really want to grow your grassroots organization, you should join our Discord, because it is where we have the highest visibility. And we truly want to help anyone in any way that we can, in any shape or form that we can. You'd be surprised by our resources and by the sheer number of amazing people you can find when you start looking for community. If you're looking for a leadership position in our organization, I suggest you check out our LinkedIn. We're growing, and funny enough, we're actually not growing as fast as we want to be. So regardless of your experience, regardless of your college degree, regardless if you even have a college degree, if you're passionate and you feel like you can help our organization and help the cause, we encourage you to apply. So our interview process is a little more organic and a little less restrictive than you're probably used to. I personally don't like asking questions where a person feels like they have to be dishonest in order to have a better shot or a higher chance of getting the job. I want to ask questions that have nothing to do with your work ethic and have everything to do with who you are as a human being. We believe that people with good intentions, people who are passionate and driven, who have something to offer, not only to this organization and not only to this movement, but to the world, those people should be accommodated. There is a place for everyone in this organization who wants to do good things for human beings. So if you're thinking that maybe you shouldn't even bother applying, maybe you shouldn't even bother downloading a new app like Discord on your phone, and maybe you don't even want to bother to follow the Instagram page, I implore you to do the work and take the time and effort to take one step closer to changing our society for the better. And with that, I hand this off to Jake and Alex.
All right. So, Alex, I don't unfortunately wasn't able to make it tonight at the last minute, but I'll step in to talk about kind of what's going on in that area with policy and platform development and how we go about it. So, one of the biggest arms of what we plan to do over the coming months and coming years is develop a huge team of people who are hosting forums, discussions, and ultimately working together to put together the set of policies and what our platforms will be for campaigns going forward to actually get these changes done and make it happen. So this is really getting into the weeds and hashing out all the details and plans, potentially including prospective legislation, potential executive orders for future presidents, or maybe even the current one. Oddly enough, he mentioned wanting to do something about healthcare today at his inauguration, which caught me off guard. So we'll see. Maybe the change can come sooner than we really thought. And I'm looking forward to exploring that. So we kind of are breaking out these teams in a way that is similar to the way that the government is structured. So we can be ready to align to exactly how we need to get things done as we move forward. So we have teams that are dedicated to legislative policy. They break out more or less by congressional committee in correlation to those different breakouts of Congress that deal with different areas of policy and matters of law in our society. So we also have a similar breakout on the executive branch, and executive policy that breaks out by the cabinet divisions. And then a breakout on judicial policy as well that deals with the key responsibilities of the judicial branch of our government. So that has to do with ethics, standing, and jurisdiction, essentially what the government's allowed to do and how it's supposed to go about doing it. Constitutional and judicial review board, so kind of what the process is for reviewing that government activity and how we enforce our constitutional rights and the constitutional limitations that we put on the government, as well as one of the most important things about our platform, standards of civil and criminal justice, which have gotten super out of whack today. And that's something that I think everyone on both sides really agrees on for one reason or another. Maybe we don't have the same events and the same certain things that are happening that are causing us to feel that way. But the fact that we all feel that way is a big indicator that there's a serious problem. We also want to address policy to that mysterious shadow fourth branch of government, the central bank, that operates independently of the other three for a very important reason. It's right that they operate independently, economically speaking, but that doesn't mean that they can operate without regulation and without public oversight of we the people. So we also want to address fiscal and banking policy, securities, currency, all those sorts of fun financial things that, again, come back to the tools the oppressors use and using those tools against them. And a lot of that comes into here in kind of that shadow part of the government. So we're going to shine a great big giant light on that. And then last, to really look at our election policy architecture and how we conduct elections and how we make sure that they remain free and fair. That means separating election infrastructure from the executive branch of the government, making sure that there's an independent, nonpartisan commission that always does that, that again is accountable to the people, not the other branches. Making sure that it isn't in the hands of politicians to decide what their campaigns can and cannot do and what campaign finance regulations we need to have in place. That's something that needs to be outside of that if it's going to actually be enforced and doable. So we want to help figure that out. And we want to address census policy and gerrymandering and districting and all those things that kind of help people, again, maintain their grasp on power and silence voices that they don't want heard. So we want to go into all of those different areas over time, prioritizing the most important ones. And for each one, we're kind of going to take this approach where we have a principal architect who's kind of there to basically be the team leader and kind of put everyone else together and set the objectives. And then we have a red team and a blue team that looks at policy from the red perspective and the blue perspective, or the right perspective and the left perspective, or whatever other kind of way you might want to divide things. And then a white team as well, it sort of plays the referee in the middle. It says, okay, yeah, we want to do this. Yes, this is a great idea, but the Constitution says we have to do it this way. Or maybe it would be cheaper if we did it this way and we could save more money for other things. They're sort of meant to be the neutral zone enforcers on that. And so that is kind of how we go about putting all those things together. And over time, through the different events and things that we have in host, we're going to extend participation to the general public in that as well. So it's not just this team of people working in a closed room in secret. It's very much open with everyone's participation. So again, we can try to make sure that everyone's needs are met. And with that, I will call on and turn it over to Ashley Mendez, who is our Director of Campaign Management, and she'll talk about that side of the arm, or that arm of the organization. Ashley, you're muted, just so you know.
Oh, sorry about that. Hey, can everybody hear me okay now?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Ashley, and I am the Director of Campaign Management. And I'm going to talk to you guys a bit about some of the fundraising, social media things that we've been doing, and some of the things that we've been doing in the background and also at the forefront. So what does our campaign team manage? We're handling a few different things right now. Right now, we are taking care of our newsroom. That also includes our journalists as well as our Just Society podcast, which will be launching shortly. We also manage all of our social media platforms. We also are in charge of releasing all of the news and information about any protests going on, information about our fundraisers, and also general information about things that are going on within the Justice organization. Now, we do have a fundraiser going on right now. Right now, our current goal is set at $9,000 on GoFundMe. Our funds, they are going towards launching our political action committee. If you guys can see in the bottom left-hand corner, our QR code is right there. And if you scan that, that's going to take you directly to our GoFundMe site. Right now, we do have a potential hire for a director of fundraising who is going to take control of that department. We are going to be meeting with him soon, and we cannot wait to have him join the crew with us. Now, we are on social media as well. I know that Ethan touched base on that a bit. Currently, we are very active on Threads, our Facebook group, which is private, and we also have a public Facebook page as well. We are also on Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, YouTube, Reddit, Mastodon, and Discord as well. Now, we do love hearing feedback. So if there is any other social sites or social platforms that you guys want to see us on, we would love to hear more about that and your thoughts and opinions on that matter as well. Now, how are you guys able to help promote any interest in membership? Anything that you guys see on our social platforms, like and share, and also give us a tag or a mention. A quick little repost, retweet, what have you. It will go a long way. Word of mouth is super big. Like Jake had mentioned earlier, we are not left versus right. We're not red versus blue. This is us versus them in the up versus down. Now, there are problems that both sides are experiencing tremendously, everything from inflation, the cost of living. So if you guys are having a general conversation with somebody and they mention any of their concerns or their problems that they're having and they really want to see that change, direct them to us. Let them know about Discord. Let them know about our movement. Have them get on board so that way they're able to join us and also help do something about these problems and about these matters. Also, like I said earlier, give any feedback. What other social platforms do you guys want to see us on? What kind of content do you guys want to see? Even if you guys want to shoot us a message in any of our social inboxes, even content that you guys would like to see us repost on our platforms, let us know, because that is going to go a long way. Of the people, by the people, for the people. This is a people's movement. So we want to hear from you guys. We want to know what you guys want to see, the issues that you guys are having, so we are able to reiterate that to the public. Now, we are also looking for help right now in our creative roles. We are looking for studio production. We're looking for an executive director, an executive producer, and also podcast writers as well. If anybody would like to join our journalism team, please reach out to me or reach out to that email address that was listed back a few slides before. For our live production, we are looking for an executive director, executive producers, and also productive stage managers as well. And we are also looking for AV engineering. And in addition to that, we are also looking for people to assist with building out our website as well. So if there's anybody with user interface experience, by all means, reach out to us, because we would love your design expertise to help us out with that. And with that being said, I am going to pass it over to Jake. He will be presenting for Carrie tonight.
Thank you, Ashley. Yeah, Carrie graciously volunteered to be one of our moderators that we were short on for this event. So hopefully for future events, we'll have more community liaisons and moderators available. But for now, I'm going to take care of going over the slides about our outreach and community events, things that we're working on. So first, to expand on what Ethan had talked about earlier about communities that we're building. So we have our online communities, in social media communities, and our Discord server. We have others coming soon. I know we're working on getting one, or actually potentially maybe a couple of different subreddit feeds going, the Substack, and a variety of others. Anyone who has any recommendations or ideas or places where they think we might be able to reach out and connect with people, we'd love to hear them. So by all means, submit them, send them in through any of our social media channels, or recommend them in our Discord server, or open a ticket there for a suggestion. We'd love to take a look at it. We also are going to really put a big emphasis on trying to expand and build in real life communities as well, and a real true, more traditional grassroots movement beyond just online. So that includes spinning up local chapters all across the country. If you're interested in starting one in your area, definitely let us know. And we're also going to have more information on our website about that coming very soon. We're going to have state and regional support teams. So that will go kind of a couple different levels across the country that can help with candidate outreach, with understanding voting and understanding the whole process of what we're doing here, and finding more resources on kind of how you can participate, how you can expand and grow. We're also going to try to sponsor some regular social gatherings and getting people to kind of get to know each other a little bit better, and try to break down some of those barriers just with personal connection and personal communication, which I think is another thing that has really kind of broken down a little bit in our society in a lot of ways. And we can try to make a difference there. And of course, more than anything else, coordinating rallies and protests and major events for campaigns and development of our platform. And to that point about those events, we are planning to, starting this year, put on an annual set of Labor Day conferences and conventions, and so different events across the country. So in odd years, they're going to be very focused on local events, mostly social, but with lots of information and resources as well. A lot of recruitment drives, things that will be starting to build up into the election cycles that come in the following year. And then we want to try to have them in as many places as we can, all across the country, especially in major cities. And in the major cities where we'll have a physical presence. But we want to be able to sponsor and help our local chapters do that too. So, it could be just a simple, fun, family style picnic in the park somewhere near you. And, maybe we set up a booth there to talk about the PAC and the things that we're doing and try to raise awareness and involvement that way. But very much local and grassroots focused. In the even years, we're planning to host some bigger major conventions and events in key central areas and cities. So in midterm election years, we'll have regional conferences and maybe some galas and some other fun events across our 5 major regional headquarters cities that we're going to operate in. That'll be New York, DC, Atlanta, Chicago, and Los Angeles, as well as some others across other major cities across the region: Detroit, San Francisco, Seattle, Denver, Dallas, Philadelphia, Boston. We're going to kind of be everywhere. And just because I didn't name a city doesn't mean that it's excluded, just that those are the major ones where we're going to host these really kind of big events every other year. Every 4 years in the presidential election cycles, we'll host those a little bit early in January, going into the primaries. And then hope to put together a national convention somewhere as well around Labor Day weekend, and hopefully help to sponsor a lot of the volunteers and a few people from local chapters all across the country to make their way there and to represent their areas and get to know the people running for office, get to know the things that are coming up, and get to participate in kind of shaping that next election. So that kind of covers outreach and communities and events. And that brings us to the Q&A portion of the presentation. So I'll ask the moderators. I know there's a little bit of a time delay because of the multi-stream, but I'll ask the moderators to see if anything has popped up from any of the questions or feeds. If you could relay them back into the Teams chat now, and we can take a look. Otherwise, again, definitely feel free to ask your questions in the Discord and continue to participate in the Discord environment and the other communities as we grow. If anything strikes you later, or if anyone watching this video recorded after the fact has any questions or comments, definitely go to our website, go to our social media platforms, feel free to send us a message, engage however you like, join our Discord and reach out to us. And we'd be happy to address any of those things. It looks like we don't have anything specifically coming in from any of the platforms. So with that, I guess we will take that as the end. Just to reiterate again, we will post a recording of this town hall on YouTube, on our websites, and other platforms as well for posterity. We'll also post transcripts of it and the slideshow deck here on our website for people who may not have been able to watch the video, or who may have a need to have those other means of accessibility. We also will have additional resources continuously updated on our website, www.ajustice.org. And we really hope that you'll continue to participate and help grow the community. And thank you very much for all your time today. All right, everyone. I guess we will end it there. And thank you so much.